What up there in YouTube Guitar Land? Music Man RN here, coming at you with part 2 of Handyman by James Taylor. I don't actually think it's James Taylor's song, but he does a cool version of it. If you have seen, I posted part 1 a couple weeks ago, so I'll just play us up to speed here. And you'll notice from this part, the first time we got to this part of the we did that little fragmented G thing to an A, back to a D, and that kind of took us to verse 2. I'm not the kind to use a pencil or ruler. But after we go through and we get to that second part where we're going to do that little transition, this time we're going to do the fragmented G chord to a D, into an A, into the G, and then we're basically at the bridge, what we'll call the bridge of the song. So again, you'll be at that part where you're like, you got your little G, G, D, D, A, G. So G, G, D, D, A, G. And then the words would be, if your broken heart needs repair. And all that is right there, that needs repair part, or the music that goes with it, is basically just fretting the D string first fret. And that's this guy right here. I can get my middle finger out of there. And then we're going to be right back at that A thing. So we're at this broken heart, need repair, and I'm something new. And then we'll be right back to that G again. The whisper sweet things, tell. But now instead of going into that A thing, we're going to do this little sequence. That's definitely wrong. Oh, there it is. So basically, you're back at that G thing, and it's going to be time where you would go to that A thing, but this time we're going to do this part that starts with the they'll come running to me. So that little sequence is E to a G, D slash F sharp, where I'm basically just fretting the top part of a D and then adding in that F sharp note. You could either use these fingers or you can use your thumb. The next chord is a E slash G sharp. You're going to fret the D string, second fret, with your pointing finger. That guy right there. You're going to put your ring finger on the fourth fret, low E, and your your pinky finger on the G string, fourth fret. And then that A string is kind of muted. And then the open two strings down here, you could technically still play those, the B and the E. But that shape basically is very common in Dave Matthews music. He uses this one all the time. But it can sound something like that. And then from that chord you go to the A. And then from that A you have a E minor 7 where you're basically just fretting the A string, second fret. And I screwed this up horribly a few seconds ago, I apologize. But from that, then you go back to that D slash F sharp, which we just played a second ago, and then into the G. And so that little turnaround, they'll come running to me, is also used in the chorus. And it basically can just redirects you throughout the song to various parts, and it plays a major role in the song structure. So let me just play through. We're at that G again. I whisper sweet things you tell all your friends. They'll come running to me. Here is the main thing that I want to say. So basically, after you run through that little E run through that, they'll come running to me. It gets you on that G chord, and you're going to do the G to an A to a D. And then once you're at that D, then you should recognize where you're at here. You're kind of at the main structure of the song, or right at the verse, where you're doing that. Here is the main thing that I want to say. You're doing that little walk down. And then that A thingy. Dun, dun, dun. So you can see how that basically brings you kind of right back into like the main verse of the song. And after that part is done, that little here is the main thing that I want to say. Is it 24 hours later? Fixing rope, A thingy. Now you're ready to go into the chorus. And we're at that part where we're going to do one of those fragmented kind of G bar chords into an A. Then nice little hammer onto that note into your D. Which is basically the intro to the song and also the chorus. But you're going to notice that, okay, we're in the chorus now and we're doing our little thing here. But the words of the song, that they'll come running to me part's going to come up again. So, and that happens, I believe, on the 4th bar of the chorus. So you're hammering away here. They'll come running to me. Here is the main thing that I want to say. So basically, we were in the chorus and we're jamming away there, and now all of a sudden we use that little sequence starting with that E chord, and it kind of takes us out of the chorus and brings us right back into the back into the heart of the song. So that basically little transition brings you out of the chorus back into the song, and then allows you to kind of get back to the chorus once again. So I'll kind of play through it, and you'll see how once you do that little E sequence, it's going to kind of bring us right back to that. Here is the main thing that I want to say. I'm busy 24 hours. A thingy. Now we're ready to go back to the chorus again with the G kind of chord. A. Come on, you doing something. Now the second time you get to the chorus, that they'll come running to me part's not going to happen. You're just going to keep hammering away on the come on, something, yeah. You can see why I don't sing. And you just kind of finish off the song with like that sequence. But again, the first time you get to the chorus, you're going to have, lyrically, it's going to get to that part where you'll have the they'll come running to me. And you play that exact same thing that we just went over earlier in the song. It's that same E slash F sharp, E slash G sharp, that kind of Dave Matthews style chord, to A, and then a quick E minor 7, D slash F sharp again, and into the G, and we'll be at the words there, will be, here is the main thing that I want to say. And once you're at that D, you're right back at that verse of the song with the where you do that little bass note rundown. And that's what I was trying to say, that bass note rundown off that E chord. Is it bass note rundown off the D minor to A to G to A, and then we're at our A thing. Well, you know what I mean. And then we're at our, and then that comes through us right back into the chorus. So that's basically that. The song follows. The song structure can be a little confusing. I've pretty much showed you all the parts of the song. Now you're going to want to probably listen to a recording of the song to kind of see where those parts fit in. But that's basically the meat and potatoes of the song. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And again, I'm showing you the chords, and I've employed my own little bass line picking pattern kind of thingy. Not 100% necessary. As long as you're playing those chords, it'll sound pretty good and be definitely recognizable as the song. Feel free to add and do whatever you want there. The song kind of moves at that pace where it allows you some time to have some fun with it. But feel free to mess around with those bass lines. It's a big part of James Taylor's music is creating those melody lines using bass notes and just the bass notes of chords and whatnot. I hope this helps. It's a fun song. And look for more James Taylor to come as soon as I can put more up. Music Man RN, out.